And welcome back to another gameplay video by walkthrough of Halo Infinite. I'm the Swine. Today we're just gonna mess around in custom games because you can do that now on day 2. This is going to be a little out of order. I don't know what episode this is going to, or what gameplay video this is going to be, because I have yet to render out the rest of the session because it's 12 hours long or so. But I wanted to, well, let's do this first. I wanted to go over... Well, I want to do a channel update, basically. So we're going to do a channel update. And as you can see, this may be the second game. I might list it as the second game. No, I'm not going to list it as a second gameplay video because it's not going to work out that way. I guess I'm just going to... No, I can't even put a number, just guess either. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. But I got... in case... Well, you don't know this because I haven't uploaded the rest of it yet. But... I got this visor. It took me 12 hours and $4 to get it, which is stupid. It shouldn't have taken that long, and it shouldn't have... maybe it should have taken that long. It is complete all the weekly challenges, but it's stupid. That took me $4 because I got stuck on a challenge I couldn't complete. If you could do this with XP, I would have done it in 6 hours or less. Because I'm actually really good at this game. I score first and the vast majority of matches, which is fantastic. And overall, I love the gameplay. It's so good. It works well with controller. No duh. It's... Yes, duh, because I had to get on Steam because my Xbox app doesn't work with controller. Doesn't work with my Xbox Series controller. Or my PS5 controller, which is stupid. But Steam works great. Especially if you run your controller through... Especially if you run your controller through... sorry, I'm not feeling that great right now, but especially if you're running your controller through... through Steam Picture, there you go. But anyway, this will make sense once you see the rest of the session. But anyway... So they fixed the friggin' bots work now. They weren't working before. We'll play as Red Team, of course. They fixed the bots thing, which is great. And so that's what we're doing today, is playing with bots. Playing a match of bots, which is going to be fantastic. Now these are sparring bots. That means they means once they see you, they kill you. And they see you quickly. Which means they're kind of overpowered and they kind of cheat. They must be using, not aim assist, but, aim hacks. But yeah. Actually, let me drink some water because I got really dehydrated taking all my medicine. I just got put on some more medicine for heart rate. Oh yeah. I just got put. Oh, look at that visor. So it's not big, isn't it? It better be for 12 hours and $4. Do AIs use vehicles? I'm guessing not.
A friendly's capping his own.
But anyway.
Hostiles are capturing his own.
For now they are.
Zone contested. Zone captured.
Jumping doesn't help my aim, you jerk.
An ally's capturing a zone.
But yeah.
Capping the zone.
So
Your team is close to
I got put on new heart rate medicine, 2 heart rate medicines because it's dial control when I take my blood pressure medicines or any medicines now.
You got new zones incoming.
And when I did get new blood pressure medicines, I think, or on my same one, I'm not quite sure. But anyway.
It's our lucky day. Ordnance drop inbound. A friendly's captured the zone.
New zones are ready for capture.
But anyway, so there's be spawning over soon. I've never seen this combination
Zone
before.
captured. Capturing.
But anyway, so good news is I finally got approval.
This zone belongs to
I mean, I finally got confirmed that I have SSI, that I'm on SSI now, because I recently went to a mental doctor who actually specializes in autism.
Your team has total
No,
control.
in his day job, and at night at night he works with
You got new zones
disability too, or he works with SSI, the federal government, and to see who needs it or not. And there's actually nothing to be afraid of, really, especially with him, because he's so nice. But it's just this, what you would expect. Tell your story. Tell what. Not your story per se. That's actually bad.
the zone.
To give him more information than you need to, but at least says so my disability lore, which by the way, disability lore cost nothing to you. They just take up to $5,000. It's not up to well, they take 25% and up to a certain limit of the money you get from disability. And since I've been disabled since birth and I'm 26, it's going to be a lot of oh, come on. Why didn't that kill him? Why did my gun stop doing damage? I guess I was getting ghost bullets from lag, but how can I get like an offline match? This is offline, right? But
En route.
yeah, I really don't feel good. I really don't feel good right now, but I'm gonna try and do this. I mean, at least we're getting more gameplay done. But anyway, so it's really just what you would expect from mental checkup from someone who's not your mental doctor or psychologist either. It's basically just what are your symptoms? Can I confirm them in here? Basically, he's confirming what you already put in for disability with, and saying what your symptoms are now. And he's asking just general mental aptitude, like, do you know the recent news? Which I know some people who don't because they don't watch the news. I'm at least some contact with the news by looking at it through Bing, and by the Bing feed on my phone and on Microsoft Edge, as well as watching TLDR. The best of my team, and they're all Spartan AI, so they are really insanely good. I don't think they cheat, but they're really good. So let's do. That was actually really easy against the AI for some reason. Let's do Slayer. Make sure everything's the same. Everything's not the same. I might need to save specific game modes for this. But yeah, if you haven't realized this yet, Halo Infinite has bots now. Thank goodness. Now I realize Halo ever needed bots because there's always constant player counts, even at Halo 2 right now, right here in 2021. But yeah, the only game that needed bots truly was Halo 1 because it only had LAN. It only had split screen and LAN, which that's okay if you have friends, but not okay if you don't have friends. But it's great that Halo finally has bots, so now you can play offline if you want. You don't get any rewards for it, unfortunately. It's not Battlefield 2042. But no, it's great. by going back to really cat ears. Oh, I love this visor so much. And the guy next to me has the old visor, or maybe even has no. I guess this visor just is clean.
No mercy.
But anyway, let's get my commando. My good commando. I love my commando so much. I knew I was gonna love it from from the first E3 trailer, but I didn't know I was gonna love it this much. What's this? Oh, shoot! Taking that.
Overshield acquired.
That was good timing.
In a hail of gunfire.
But anyway, so yeah, it's just, and there's also, it's just what you would think from a mental exam. And it turns out I'm not schizophrenic, which I knew that already, but no one else knew that. That was part of the reasons why I've been depressed the last 7 years, or the last 11 years. And the reason why I've been depressed since 2012, basically the entirety of this channel's existence. Where are people? And why is no one dying? But anyway, oh, energy sword now. I want to just use these for right now. Actually, I'll only take out the energy sword, why not? But yeah, I'm also clinically depressed, by the way. Or I think I'm using that term correctly. I'm not. Well, I'm basically just normal depressed. As my mental doctor. As my mental doctor, and the mental doctor says I'm depressed. That's depressed. That kind of depressed.
Our ammo reserves are low.
I'm also, I don't have ADD either. I know I say that a lot on the channel, but I don't have ADD either. And, that's why I want my pistol. Look at this! Look at this! Come here! Oh, come on! You should have sprayed that. I forgot spraying was an option. But I don't have ADD either, because when I was 4 years old, apparently, I don't remember this at all, which is odd for me. I remember things since I was 3 years old, a year before that, yet I don't remember this at all. But when I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with autism. Yes, autism. That thing. And apparently, when you're autistic, you can't have psychoses because you're autistic, you're just weird. So in 2012? It had to have been. But when in 2012 I stayed up for 11 days because I couldn't sleep. Meaning at that time. I couldn't sleep, and I do still have that couldn't sleep issue every now and then. Like every couple of days, I just stay up for 24 hours because I just can't sleep. But when I had that, when I couldn't sleep, it had issues. Also unlocked some things, but I really don't want to discuss that right now. As it puts me in a very special minority that people don't like in a modern day. But anyway, so when that happened, I went to Baptist Children's Hospital in Jacksonville, downtown Jacksonville. And when that happened, I was Baker acted, which is a Florida thing, which means anyone at any time can say, you're not feeling well, go to the hospital. And when they go to a mental hospital, or no, there's no mental hospitals in Florida, but go to the mental ward in the hospital. Anyone. And they don't have to prove it either. So when that happens, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia because no one bothered to tell them I had autism. And the reason why no one bothered to tell them I had autism, my mother and grandparents, because they probably forgot about it because they had a rule when raising me not to let labels get in the way, and autism is a label. And back then, back in the good old days of the 2000s and late 90s, autism was well, a taboo. Well, not a taboo. That's not the word for it. But autism was looked down upon, and very much still is by my count. But not nearly as looked down upon as schizophrenia and ADD. Actually, ADD is pretty fine, but nowadays, but schizophrenia is not, autism is not either. So, they didn't want to declare me autistic. So they didn't want to actually label me autistic, so that never went forward. But it turns out that would have saved me, 10 years of, no, 9 years of nonsense. Yes, since 2012, and that was 9 years, that's when I started the channel. I went to, there's actually a video which you can see when that event occurred. I was playing, it's part of the SimCity 2013 playlist. And you can see that video when I came back from being away, because back then I had no delays in uploading videos. But when I came back, things were different. Than before. So if you want to see that, go check out the SimCity 2013 playlist. It's pretty obvious, and it's like around episode 10 that happened. But when that happened, that ruined my life for the next, I want to say, since 2019. So for the next 8 years, that completely ruined my life for the next 8 years, and basically took away my early adulthood. And the transition between being a kid and an adult, or being a minor and an adult, I should say. And I don't think I can forgive anyone for that. It's just, I don't think I can. Even now, I don't think I can. But seeing someone who was experienced in autism, who is experienced in autism, declare me autistic, and said that you can't be any other of the two things. They can't be a schizophrenic, which I absolutely hated that label, or have ADD if you're autistic, because again, autistic people are just different and or weird. Whatever word you want to use. So, yeah. Do they have full play? Oh, they only got... Okay, that's the issue. Okay, I accidentally put one player on that team. That's the issue. Or one bot on that team. But anyway. Now my mouth is really dry. So yeah. And by the way, this chain of events is what caused... Let me make it a little bit closer to me. Or a little bit directly focused to me. This chain of events is what caused... No, there should be 8 bots on the enemy team. Weird. This chain of events is what, after 2012 and being declared schizophrenic and then autistic, and then having ADD, is what caused the dark times in 2019, where I was unable to upload videos for 9 months, and the reason why I played Halo Infinite for 12 hours, A, I love it, and B, it was to celebrate the fact that
Act fast, Spartan.
I'm finally free from the schizophrenic label, which has really ruined my life, and really makes me frown upon the it makes me believe that we don't that mental there's no such thing as mental science. It's all art. Because until you find the mental artist, who are called doctors still, because doctor is a very widely used title, until you find a mental artist who is truly a master in the field that you are suffering from, you're not going to have a positive result. It's not like you can go to school for this and be good. Because trust me, I over those 9 years, I only found 3 or 4 people who were actually good at their job title. The rest were either incredibly mean, exploitive, or just terrible at life, basically. Are we just fighting one person? Why are we only fighting one person? Okay, if we're gonna fight one person, we're gonna do it the hard way. As in, I'd be that one person. So yeah. And what really gets to me is, if it happened to me, and I am a highly charismatic and, intelligent person with 72 IQ for some reason, if it happened to me, then what about someone who's truly suffering from mental illness? Or someone who isn't charismatic or let's be frank, intelligent? Like what are they going to do? Or someone that's in a really oppressive situation? What are they going to do about it? What if they never find the right doctor, as so many people put it, or as I probably should call it, the right artist? What if they never find the right artist? And then this is something you can't ever truly know. This is something that God only knows, truly, because no statistics are going to be provable, there are no scientific way to know this, but how many people are suffering from just having a bad mental artist? How many people?
Go. Act fast, Spartan.
And how many people are suffering from drugs they shouldn't be on? I'm on drugs that I shouldn't be on. I say drugs because why is there a guy on my team? Oh, because I put one on my team, right. Well, let's do it, Raycon guy. But, truly,
Kill everything that moves and try not to die.
when I was on the schizophrenic medicine, I was feeling terrible, and my gameplay shows it. It just isn't good for you. Or at least good for you if you're not schizophrenic. Which I'm autistic, and very much like people would have, and pretty much like, and, yeah, they'd probably have aimbots. Look at that. And remember, this is the very same community, the mental artists, that declared women insane for being women, and come on, controller, and gave them lobotomies because they were women. People who thought being gay was a fixable problem and should be fixed through torture, really, and mutilation. It's these people we're talking about. Not doctors who have always tried to help people. It's the MDs, I should say, medical doctors, who always try to help. Oh, that's bad. Who's always tried to help people. It's mental artists that, frankly, the vast majority of them have no idea what they're doing, most of the time. If my experience has any say. And how things work. Oh, come on. And if you are mental, and if you went to college and you got a degree in psychology or whatever,
Ordnance drop
It's not necessarily that you're one of the bad ones. It's just watch out because you might become one, or you might were taught bad things. Again, it's more of an art form than a science, to me. And as what you learn when you go search for writing techniques or art techniques on YouTube, there are people out there who believe that you can science art, and those people are A, wrong, and B will lead you down the wrong direction and make you feel bad, and try to make everything into a Hollywood movie where everything's exactly the same. At least the underlying structure is exactly the same. But yeah. So this video is more, again, this is a channel update and just talking. But, oh, I didn't know where that guy was. But yeah. So getting the correct label reapplied to me really was uplifting, and I feel way better now. I may have cured my depression, but you didn't hear me say that. But anyway, so continuing on the story. So I am now eligible for SSI because of my autism, at least. And maybe even depression too. Which again, I think that's cured by being relabeled autistic. Got that guy. And again, I'm way worse off than just being autistic. Like I have chronic nausea because of my Crohn's. I have stiffness and I feel faint most of the time. I feel faint some of the time. My feet hurt and my legs hurt after walking just a short distance. And that's just the start of things. So I'm going to the physical doctor Sunday to get checked out. I hope he's nearly as good as the mental doctor where he should be. But overall, the SSI applying for SSI has just been a positive good has been just a good thing, and it's just been a great experience. So if you believe you are disabled, and you might as well be, for all I can tell as a general talking to people in generalities, not knowing you of course, or not knowing you personally of course, but you should try it. There's no downside to trying it. It's just other than the time involved, there is no downside in trying it. I wasn't just getting a lawyer because there's no downside in that either. They just take money out of your back pay. And yeah, definitely try getting SSI if you can. You know, if you can't work and if you can't work and disabled, and yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I played 12 hours of a little bit. And I felt terrible afterwards. I was very tired because it was past my bedtime in quotation marks because I don't have a fixed schedule. I was extremely stiff even though I took breaks and was moving my body around. Oh no, it's dead. And was moving my body around. And yeah, that's basically another reason why I'm disabled. Because if just playing Halo Infinite, sitting in my lazy boy and just holding a controller in my hands, not even a keyboard, makes me stiff and tired than what in the world will a real job do? Or a non-YouTuber job. So even more evidence I'm disabled besides autism. that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess we could talk about how much I despise how people like me are handled in other countries, or other countries' systems for doing this, such as they don't exist. I don't think, or at least no one talks about them. But yeah, but I don't want to get negative in this video, any more than I have thrown shade on the mental health community.
Great aim, Spartan.
But yeah, and also don't you realize, and going back to that, don't you find it funny that I went through like 9 doctors, at least 9 I say doctors, but 9 mental staff, at least, and none of them thought I was autistic. Yet, the guy who specializes in autism picks it up pretty much right away. Like, and all he was told about me was I had ADD by my current mental doctor, which I'm going to get an appointment with her soon and basically get on I get on autism medicine, which apparently exists, but she didn't think it existed. But she's not a doctor either. She's a registered nurse, or not registered nurse, an RA nurse. But she was by far the best mental artist I've had since besides getting extremely lucky with the guy who works with the federal government. You stop! You're living. Stop it! Oh, come on. But yeah. I guess let's wrap things up before I get too negative about how more countries need SSI.
Next time, Spartan.
And how it really works. Oh, Gunther's in this game. But how do you unlock it? But yeah, I guess that's a story Ferdinand talks about another time. Alright, that be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you watching on this video. It was awesome if you were to check out the rest of the stuff in the description. Most of this here is Space Sports channel, which of course the Space Sports channel is about watching these videos and each content we produce and by sharing friends release stuff. Alright, that be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and now that I'm on SSI, I can really relax now. Now I'm going to be getting a chicken in the mail every month. And just focus on, well, relaxing and growing my channel. Or growing Green and Blue until I can get off SSI. But anyway. Oh, right there. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. And I guess, see you in a second.